Noshim va'avodim uktanim turim mi kriyishba. Noshim are not obligated in any mitzvahs essay shazman grama. Same thing with avodim. Ktanim are not even ktanim. Kriyishma is not a type of mitzvahs chinuch. Rashi explains, which is shaykh for the child to be obligated. He's not always with the father. It's not minat tefillin, and the potter also minat tefillin. It's also man groma. It's also not shaykh for the child to do chinuch on. On the other hand, chayavim b'tefillah, but they are chayav in tefillah. We'll see why. Tefillah is going to be discussion. We'll see shortly. Because apparently it would be, we would think it might be because there are set times for tefillah, so we have to see. Mezuzah is the obligation on the house, and a woman also needs, it's for shmira, and a woman also needs shmira. Child also needs shmira because of must is part of the eating. Is taking on the meal. That's something that everyone's obligated. Kriyashma effectively pshita mitzvah shman geramu. Of course, we know. We learned Noshim Abturis. So Mari answers, Mali, I would have thought, since it's such an important mitzvah that you're accepting the yoke of Malchus Shamayim upon yourself, that even women are chayav. No, it's still a mitzvah. Mina tefillin. Since tefillin is hookish in the Torah, compares it to mezuzah, connects it to mezuzah in the Torah. Why are they chayav in tefillah? So here's the important answer: the rachmin. Since tefillah is something which is about asking Hashem for mercy, and that's something we need to do. Women are also chayav in that. Now, why would you think otherwise? Okay, there's a question whether Rashi has his gears or not, but so the chart to say that it's not, why tefillah, you have tefillah all day, yeah, but each part of the tefillah is connected to a certain part of the day. It is this Eseish Zman Grama. Kamash Malan, no, but now it's D'Rabbanan. The assumption of is tefillah is in D'Rabbanan, and because it's Rachmin, so the Chazal instituted it to obligate women as well. There's big machlekes Rishonim here, Rambam and the Ramban, as to whether or not tefillah is deraisa. That tumchi of tefillah is deraisa. The Rambam learns it's deraisa, and the Ramban learns that it's Rabbanon, and that's what women are obligated to daven. Really, women are obligated in davening Minchas Shacharis according to Ramban, because that's what the Torah seems to say, that the din Rabbanan of saying that's Shemona Esrei is Rabbanan. The Rambam learns tefillah here is tefillah is deraisa. It means tefillah doesn't mean Shemona Esrei. It means to daven, to be mispalel. Everyone's obligated to mispalel. Shemona Esrei is more like a din Rabbanan, which not necessarily is what the Gemara is being mechayev. Women are not necessarily chayev to daven according to the Rambam. Mishpuru paskins that they should daven. Sokti Gemara weiter. Mezuzah pshita manitem hoyviskish Talmud Torah. Since women are potter from Talmud Torah, kamash malon birkas hamazah pshita manitem hoyviskish. Now, why would a woman be potter? Because it says in the pasuk, it does say in the pasuk, b'seis Hashem lachem be'erev basar lecho v'lechem b'boiker lisba. That's also, it's interesting why it's hard to hear that, since the meals are be'etzem naturally nikva in the morning and night, and when you eat bread and you bench after the bread, so now even though you don't have to eat, it's almost like naturally part of the day, and therefore it's like a mitzvah where there's a mitzvah to do it in that Zman. Even though, again, I'm pointing out, even though it's slightly different than other mitzvahs such as well, it's not that you have to do it in that Zman. It really depends when you eat. But since eating is that Zman, it's like similar concept. It's very a time-related mitzvah. It's very related to time, and maybe the women are excluded from anything somewhat related to time. Now this is something women are chayiv to hear kiddush. This is the chiyuv. Amai, which is this Grama, that's also, it's only, Kiddush is only on Shabbos. It's only Shabbos obligates Kiddush. The answer is midrabanan. Yeah, okay, but midrabanan, she's still obligated. But it says, if you look at the words that he said, it said, the statement was, Chayavus, not about it. So what's the pshat? So then why is this the exception? If the Mishnah says women are potter, doesn't say the potter deraisa, the chayv derabanan. What's the rule? Why is this different? There's got to be a reason why kiddush is different. The Torah says zachar is v'shamar. So there is an equation. There's two parts of Shabbos. There's remembering Shabbos, that's the mitzvah of Kiddush. There's also being Shomer Shabbos, which means making sure you don't do Chas v'Shalom, anything which is forbidden on Shabbos, the malachas. So we equate the two things. Because yesh b'shmira, yesh b'skir. Just like women are v'hani neshay, hoil v'isna b'shmira. Torah says lamates malachas. So a woman's also obligated. She can't do lamates malachas. It's also she has an obligation of Shabbos. So by the same token, if she wants, so we see Torah reveals, it's a din in the Torah. Torah reveals to us once she's chayav in the Shemir Shabbos, so automatically she becomes chayav in the Skira, and therefore she's obligated in the Torah to make Kiddush, or to hear Kiddush. At least be it. Amud Ravina the Rava. Not because it wasn't, okay, now we know, now here we know in the Mishnah, it says the Mishnah that they are obligated in Birkas Hamazon. The woman also has to bench. It's an obligation. It's not Zman Grama. Okay. But now the question is, though, even though it's not Zman Grama, we still want to question whether Nasha Birkas Hamazon is deraisa or Rabbanan. It may be they're not chayiv deraisa. So you ask, why in the world would they be chayiv deraisa? So Rashi answers the question, D'chsiv v'chal do zavato, v'al mitzvah says, that's Zman Grama. Oh, sorry. That's That's why or Rabbanan, because the pasuk says Al Aretz Toiva Asher Nasancha Va'aretz LeNasan L'Krivis. Since Birkas Hamazon is giving shvach as well on Eretz Yisrael, you gave us Eretz Yisrael, but the women were not included in the Yerushas Eretz Yisrael. They got it with their husband. They'll have it with their husband, but the women themselves were not included. The Yerusha went to the sons. And exception was B'nai Tzlofchad, but that's called they got their fathers. That was that. They really just stepped into their father's shoes. But Etzah women were not shaykh to being receiving Eretz Yisrael, and therefore that's an argument that since they're not in that part of benching, it's very well we can hear that they're not obligated in benching, and that's the question. That's an arguable point. Maybe not, or maybe they're still chayav to thank Hashem for the eating. That's the shayla. Okay, so what do we do? My nafkamina. Well, there's a big nafkamina. Lafuki rami dechavasan. Can a woman partner someone else? Can she say benching? Let's say someone else doesn't want to say benching, and the woman doesn't say. Can she say for him? She should say the zimun, right? Because zimun, we'll see, is a different shayla. We'll get to later on. For the women can do zimun, but even just to be moitzi rabbi dechavasan, can she? So tashma. So chayra we have a right. Be'emes, it says as follows in the Mishnah. Be'emes amru ben mevarach la'aviv v'eved. Now, technically speaking, a son can be the one. In other words, any bracha, so it could be, if a person doesn't know how to say it, someone else could be moitzi you, shomea ka'oina, right? It could be done. So ben mevarach la'aviv, the eved mevarach l'rabba, v'isha mevarach l'bala, and the woman can be mevarach for her husband. She's the one who knows how to do it. Aval, there's a but. Amru chachamim, tov me'era la'adam she'ishto b'ana mevarach l'ov. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to be yoytze birkas hamazon by yourself. Now, that seems to improve that her obligation is the Raisa. How else can she be moitzi her husband? Rabbi say, right? So if it's the Raisa, moitzi the Raisa. Iyam is Rabbanan, either Rabbanan mapik the Raisa. How could it be? So in fact, well, 1 second. But if you look at the whole statement over there, it says to make the cotton also is bar chiyuvu. How's the cotton being moitze? Ella hachamayaskinan kegoyin she'achol. There's an answer. There's a solution. How's the cotton moitze? Teretz is kegoyin she'achol shiur d'Rabbanan. There's 2 types of birkas hamazon really. You can have birkas hamazon in which you're obligated to be deraisa. That's a regular wisdom. But a birkas hamazon where you only ate a shiur kazayis, and the Torah says v'chalta v'savota v'rachta, so you only ate a shiur kazayis. In that case, so then it's the whole obligation is the Rabbanan. So if the person ate it in only ate a shiur Rabbanan, so and now he's obligated to Rabbanan, then we say Atzit Rabbanan Umapik to Rabbanan. Then maybe the son or possibly the woman could come ahead and be moitzi them in the shiur Rabbanan. Now it's not so clear if that's true. We're answering the katan. It's not so clear if this is explaining the woman. It could be the woman. We're saying no. It must be that she's the right. So she's moitzi. It's not so clear. Rashi, not so clear. I think it's a sugi later on. I'm going to leave it for now. It's a sugi in the 7th parak. Let's see a little more. Darsha b'vir zmanin. Amalei b'shmei mami. Sometimes this drush was said and they said as follows, the following drush. Amru. The Malachim said, everybody should understand, it says in the Torah, because he was on the Yisa Panim, it says, you don't take bribery. Hashem doesn't allow bribery, favoritism, bribery, Yisa Panim, Sheikhet. Atana Yisa Panim Yisrael, but you show favoritism. That's what we say. That's what we say in Birkas Kohanim, that Hashem is going to favorite you. Yisa Hashem panav elecha. Of course. Why? I asked them that if you're satisfied bench and they come along and they do more, Ad kezayis, ad kebeitza, they say, even if we're not satisfied, we ate a kezayis, we ate a kebeitza, we ate something choshev. We're also going to thank Hashem and bless Hashem, and that was instituted by the Rabbanan, and therefore that's the correct thing to do. Okay, we'll stop at the Mishnah.